Alright, we should be live. Let me double check here. Yes, we are live. YouTube has decided to work. Awesome. Today we have a lot of things to go over. Yes, we... very last minute thing as well, that I just saw before going live. Apparently JD Advance... JD Advance. That's the meme. JD Vance has, had a little bit of an issue at his house. Apparently somebody attacked his home. Currently, we are looking at the courtroom, or the courthouse, where Maduro will be ending up eventually. This is live footage outside of the courthouse. And as you can see, a bunch of people protesting, as you could probably expect here. So I'm going to run this while I set everything else up, and we'll get right into it. Okay, so once again, this is the courthouse, or outside of it. The protesters are brewing, as you can see here, footage outside. Looks like there's like an ambulance on standby, police on standby, obviously. A lot going on there. Some chaos outside New York court hearing.
Venezuela. Esa bandera no es de ellos, esa bandera es de nosotros, esa bandera no es de ellos.
Venezuela, yo, we are Venezuela, you are not my country. What part of Venezuela you are? 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 You are not from my country. You not from my country. You are not from my country. You are not from my country.
What's up, Alan? How's it going? Let's not get weird with it now, okay? Okay. I'm gonna have to end the live stream if you start calling me that.
We want justice, you say how?
Release Maduro right now!
Release Maduro right now!
¡Prepagados! ¡Haitiano de bitch! ¡Hija de puta! ¡Perra! ¡Nigger!
That's what we're doing! That's what we're
Well, I don't know if he just said what I thought he just said, but I'm pretty sure he did just say what I thought. I'm not going to play that one back for the sake of the YouTube channel. As you can see here, though, things are pretty heated outside. Opposing groups clashing. It was uploaded 2 hours ago. Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying. Yep, that's exactly what he was saying. We're gonna have to do a little bit of a out of nowhere, out of left field.
Hey, you are not from my country.
I love the Marine. God bless America.
You support his imprisonment.
Yeah.
La mejor operación quirúrgica que necesitaba el pueblo venezolano. No importa, no me importa eso. Han muerto miles de venezolanos. Han muerto miles de venezolanos. I'm defending myself. He did it.
Right there, you said thank you.
Get him the fuck out of here.
Suck my dick.
Enough, it's over.
Thank you very much.
As you can see, the NYPD overwhelmed by the chaos outside of the Maduro courtroom. Liberal stepped down? Is it true? Is that the truth? I'm going to look that up while we continue to watch the chaos.
No, pero tiene que
Yo lo sé, mi rey, pero déjalo.
tiene que hablar.
No war with Venezuela. No war with Venezuela. Viva, viva.
Pero la policía está a favor.
Lucha, lucha, Venezuela. Lucha, lucha, Venezuela.
All right, anyway, you get the point. I don't want to play this guy on the screen again. He's going to end up saying some words that that shouldn't be said on YouTube. That was wild. I can't believe they uploaded that without censoring that. That was insane. I briefly looked. I didn't see anything, so I'm going to look again, but that was crazy. He just flat out dropped the hard R N-word. Just flat out said it over and over again. That was wild. They didn't even censor it. Okay. Anyway, big news. News that dropped this morning. Suspect in custody after security incident at J.D. Vance's Cincinnati home. So J.D. Vance, obviously, the vice president.
Back with more breaking news.
I don't know if this is his main home or if this is like his government-issued one. I'm not entirely sure how that works.
This morning, this, though, from here at home. The Secret Service is confirming one person is in custody after a security incident at the home of Vice President J.D. Vance.
The break-in at the VP's Cincinnati home happened overnight. The Secret Service says an adult man was taken into custody for causing property damage. That includes breaking windows on the exterior of the personal residence. Both the Secret Service and Vice President Vance's office confirm he and his family were not home at the time of the incident. Press Secretary Taylor Van Kirk says, quote, the VP and family were already back in D.C. when this occurred.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on...
That was a quick update. There wasn't much I could find. There was a lot of, like, weird foreign, like, Indian channels covering this for some reason, and I wasn't really interested in playing one of those spam channels. But if I find more on the J.D. Vance situation, I'll put it up on the screen here. But apparently Tim Walz is done. He won't be seeking re-election because of the Minnesota fraud scandal. I guess that's good news for Minnesota. It depends on who they replace him with or who gets elected instead of him. It could be a slippery slope here.
Major breaking political news out of St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tim Walz will not seek re-election as governor, and what a fall from grace this has been for him. You might recall in the spring of 2023, he pushed through several progressive ideas to the state legislature that caught the attention of Barack Obama, who went to Twitter to give his endorsement for the programs, which eventually caught the attention of people like Kamala Harris, who chose him to be her running mate as the vice president. Introduced in Chicago at the convention in August of last year, a debate that was an absolute disaster with J.D. Vance at one point called himself a knucklehead, but after reportedly billions of dollars have been stolen from taxpayers, by way of the state of Minnesota, Tim Walz says he will not seek a third term. What a remarkable 2 years in the national spotlight has been for him, Dana.
And Walz hit Trump in his announcement. He said Donald Trump and his allies in Washington, in St. Paul, and online want to make our state a colder, meaner place. They want to poison our people against each other by attacking our neighbors. And ultimately, they want to take away much of what makes Minnesota the best place in America to raise a family. Now, okay, what else has been happening in this last month? Well, you have the discovery that there has been incredible amounts of fraud, and I think 98% of the people arrested were Somalis. who are immigrants there in the state that were taking COVID funds and basically and Medicaid funds and stealing them from the American people under his watch or his lack of watch. Now remember, Kamala Harris chooses him as the vice presidential choice partly because he couldn't conceivably upstage her. She says in her book that she didn't want to go with Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, who because he was Jewish. She actually says this, okay? And then she goes with Tim Walz, and he was a disaster from beginning to end. He also has a lot of confidence in himself, but I think that it was very clear to him after he had some discussions over the weekend that he would lose. He was a drag on the Democratic Party nationally, and the best thing that he could have done for the party, actually, and probably for him and his family, is to take this action today, which is to decide not to run for re-election.
So the initial reporting suggests $1 billion has been stolen. Since then, that number's gone higher.
It's higher.
How high, we don't know where it ends. And there are suggestions that it could be similar in other states. Mary Catherine Ham joins us now with an initial reaction. MK, good morning to you.
All right, well, I don't really care about her initial reaction, but that's it. He's done. Game over for Tim Walz. What a fool. Over $1 billion just gone to scams and scandals. Never to be seen again.
It's crazy because you come to Japan and
you get attacked by African scammers. But why is there a gang of African thugs scamming, robbing, drugging, and beating tourists in one of the most famous nightlife districts in Tokyo, in one of the safest and most ethnically homogenous countries on Earth?
So they drugged me. My wallet was stolen, everything. And I woke up next to another guy who the same thing had happened to.
So I had to check in on America's greatest ally, Japan.
Back up, back up. Hey.
I'm honored to die for my country. I'm not gonna fuck my country to any foreigner.
Samurai, let's go. Oh, we're thieves? You're a fucking criminal attacking people. All right, prepare for the chase. These fucking Nigerians pimping out women. You're real fucking tough, yeah?
So that was the quick intro. There's a lot more to go over here. This is Tyler Oliveira, not Nick Shirley. He is another, essentially, Nick Shirley. I think he might have been doing this before Nick Shirley. It's hard to say, but he has a larger channel, to say the least. 8 times the amount Nick Shirley has. So another guy who goes around exposing scams, doing all of that fantastic work. That just means we have more things to watch, which is absolutely great. And Alan, you're not banned from speaking in the chat, by the way. You can you can talk. I saw you retracted the message there. It's all good. I was memeing. I was joking around. I was pulling your leg a bit here. Anyway, we have this video to go into, then a Moose on the Loose video, and then that'll be the stream. So let's get into it.
So, to make sure the third world plague wouldn't claim another victim, I met up with young James, a fellow American who moved to Japan for its safe, polite culture and was punched in the back of the head by an African scammer while walking through Kabukicho. I think your friend behind us, legit. I swear to God, I think it's your friend. I think we found our friend here.
Bro, be careful with your camera, please. You know what you're doing now.
Huh?
Be careful with your camera. There is camera there now. I see you.
Camera?
I'm warning you now.
What do you mean you're on to me? On to me for what? On to me for what? Keep walking, Buster. Fucking clowns out here. All right, I think we found our friend who attacked young James. James, what's going through your mind right now? I think we found him.
I'm just trying to get out.
You're like,
There's a common misconception about Japan. A lot of people say that it's illegal to film in public. It's illegal to film other people. It's actually not true. They can ask for their faces to be blurred.
Sure.
But if anybody tells you you can't film here, that's a lie. They don't know what the they're talking about. They're assuming that you don't know what you're doing because you're just a foreigner here anyways. So
the reason I'm speaking with you is because I saw a video of you getting punched in the back of the head by who?
By a tout, apparently is what they're called. In Japanese, we call it kyakuhiki, which means like a catcher. They try to get people into their bars and offer drugs to people and such in the nightlife areas of Tokyo. Yeah, in the past they called it the red light district. These days they say that it's actually cleaned up a bunch. Okay. So now they just call it a nightlife area more or less, but amongst Japanese people this is definitely known as the most dangerous area in Tokyo.
Which goes to show how safe at large Japan actually is.
100%. In this area, Kabukicho specifically, there are a whole bunch of fights occasionally between drunk people all the time. But in terms of people being attacked for seemingly no reason, it often tends to be these African tout kyakuhiki guys, maybe because...
What happened to Nick Shirley? The last thing I heard, he went sort of into hiding. Like he's I don't think he's doing the on the street things anymore. Because they've sort of are setting hits on him, I think. Just like bounties on him now. Somalian people, all the scammers and shit like that, they're not too pleased. Because they were exposed, right? Like, yeah, so when I first heard it, I was like, okay, that's probably bullshit, because literally the same day I heard that he went into hiding, he was back at the Leering Center. But then he went out of his way to like actually confirm it himself. So it wasn't bullshit. But yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if we start to see less from Nick Shirley just because of this, or if he does do like the on the street things. And I said this before, every time he did that or whatever, he went to a protest or exposed whoever it was, like he was putting himself in danger. And I said this every time, he needs a proper security team. And even with a proper security team, it's just, you never know. You never know what the hell is going to happen. So I hope he continues and this doesn't like deter him from doing stuff, because he's tweeting a lot now. He's posting a lot on X. So I don't know if he's going to stop. Hopefully he doesn't. But if he does continue, you know, hopefully he's safe. Has a good security team around him at the very least. I don't know. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see. Maybe Tyler Oliveira will be the new Nick Shirley on this channel. Hopefully not. Hopefully Nick Shirley returns and continues doing what he's doing.
The tourists don't follow them into their bars. They refuse their scams. They get scammed out of money and then they fight back and they get beat up, which is really sad, and it's been an issue for many years now. Definitely an area.
I see one of your friends to my left over here.
Yeah, I hope they don't bother us anymore. You know, and I'm not trying to bother anyone, just like I was in my video. I was minding my own business. Basically, the guy was really angry that he happened to get in my shot and he didn't want to be on camera.
He was barely in your shot too. He was creeping and crawling. He almost wanted it.
It's been on Japanese news outlets. It's been all over social media. It's nuts. So,
from my understanding, a lot of these guys own or work at some of these bars. They try to lure you in with the prospect of a cheap bar experience. And then what happens next?
From the stories that I've heard, basically they invite you to an international club. They say, hey brother, we speak English. You're probably tired. You're in this country where nobody speaks English. It's difficult. Check it out. You want to meet some foreigners, actually mingle with some people where you can really talk. And you think, hey, you know what? That sounds kind of nice. I've been in Japan for 2 weeks. This guy seems really friendly. And you say, yeah, you know what? I'll follow you to your international club or bar. You go inside, and there's a couple different things that may happen. The most common one that I've heard is they tell you one price at the door or something like that. Oh, drinks are this much. There's a small door fee. And then they give you the tab, and the tab is much higher. If you try to dispute it, they block the door. They don't let you leave until you pay the tab. And you will read constant stories of people talking about getting drugged. So they go to these bars, they meet some English-speaking women, maybe they're Filipina, maybe they're Thai or whatever. They go there, next thing they know, it's 2 days later, they wake up, they don't have their wallet, they don't have their keys, they don't have their passports. All of their stuff was stolen. Even though there are very, very few foreigners here as compared to other countries, still the foreigners here are very, very adamant about implementing their culture here, not learning the language, whatever it is. And that bugs me because I came here to experience Japan.
Can you say something in Japanese?
Minasan konnichiwa, yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
We're getting circled, bro.
As possible, so.
They're circling us like meat in the water, bro.
Fair enough. Should we move?
Yeah, we should. I'm I'm annoyed right now that we have to feel that's the death direction.
Japan is an incredibly safe country. It really is just this area, so you have that to be thankful for. Because really, I'm not saying this to pander. There are a lot of Japanese people and Chinese kyakuhiki as well who also try to offer you things, get you to follow in. Most people who are trying to get you to follow them into your bars are selling some shit, scamming. And let's be honest, we know the places that are really badass and the most popular bars, restaurants around the world, they don't need to put people out on the street, hey, follow us.
Yeah, this is true.
The food speaks for itself. People are lined up out the door, so, yeah.
For clarity, no joke, as we're walking around here, I'm keeping my head on a swivel.
Yeah.
With the camera, you have to.
No, you have to, totally.
And they're aware of us fully with the camera.
Hey, man, when I was hit in the back of the head, I mean, that dude had a running start, ran up and hit me right in the back of the head. That's a very dangerous area to be hit. I mean, there's a reason that in boxing and MMA, they don't allow you to hit to the back of the head, so.
And if I get hit in the head and I go to the police, what will they say?
They will likely say, what were you doing? How did you get hit in the head? Why? What made them hit you in the head?
Okay.
And then they will say, be safe. This area is dangerous. You should know that. There are streetcars running around occasionally that give announcements that say, be careful, don't follow anybody. This is basically what the police did to me. They victim blamed me.
日本は本当に安全な国で、こうして安心して暮らせることに感謝してます。でも、歌舞伎町だと油断はできないって今回はすっごく実感しました。
Even though I did that, I woke up the next day to a whole bunch of my subscribers and people messaging me on Instagram saying, you're racist for posting the video. You posted the video knowing that racial tensions are high. You are trying to stir up more racial tensions. A couple different people said, I hope more happen to you. I hope that in 2025 you will get called racist for existing.
Facts. And I want to hear a truth bomb. Of the few f***ed up violent things you've seen out here, who has perpetrated them?
The Nigerian African touts, 100%.
And while we were walking around, my professional bodyguards blended into the crowd and were performing a risk assessment of how many African scammers were out here, if they had a network of informants on the ground, and to see if we could get out of here alive if we got ambushed. Peripheral scope, how many of them are there?
25 to 30 down on the bottom corner of where we walked up the hill.
Okay.
It's the right-hand turn.
This is what Nick Shirley needs right here. Just saying. Like, that's perfect. Undercover security that stakes out the area, and then you know what's going on. You have the analysis of the area before you even do anything. That's good stuff right there.
And they're all congregated on them two corners.
And could we take them in a scrap?
Well, there's 4 of us and 50 of them. Further up to that side, you know, they've got more on another street corner, so we are heavy outnumbered.
Every single person that was like engaging with you, they would move to the corner of that square as you would leave the square and just eye you down with their phones out, just like paying attention to where your movements are.
So we went back out and tried to give these African touts a chance to speak for themselves. Question, gentlemen. Question, gentlemen. Can I interview you guys? Can I interview you guys on video? No? Okay, thank you. But it quickly became clear that they tended to congregate in front of the family marts and hated the mere sight of my camera. Where's my friend? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, boss. Excuse me, boss. Wondering if can I interview you? For a YouTube video, we're trying to interview people of different walks of life out here.
You know what's going on in the street now, right?
What's up?
Interview people, don't interview me.
No, we just want to interview. We just want to interview.
Take it away.
We're trying to do a documentary about. Whoa! No. We're trying to do interviews for documentary. We want to speak to people from different places in Japan. Ask about life as tout.
What's happening to you?
We just want to interview. Just want to interview.
Why are you taking that video?
I just want to interview.
What?
I just want to interview you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. Are you doing good? Merry Christmas to you. That was a peaceful Christmas spirit. Can I interview you, my friend? Can I interview you, my friend? No? Huh. Sugoi. Okay, now they're calling the backup squad. We're gonna keep it moving. As you can see, they're repelled by the cameras. That is like their kryptonite. And then I spotted a tout predating on this poor tourist traveling alone. What did he sequester you for? Bar?
Yeah, he asked me to...
Don't go to the bar.
I know.
There's a notorious reputation for date raping people out here, giving them scopolamine, drugs that make you...
So bad?
That's the reputation out here. These businesses are sketchy. Spread the word to your friends and family.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Germany. I mean, they're friendly enough. It's just that every 5 meters you encounter one.
They're friendly until they're not friendly.
I take along as well if you're going out of this place, because I can't go 5 meters with them without.
Okay, you've been harassed by so many of them. You want us to guide you out of here?
Yeah.
Let's go.
That would be nice.
Let's go. Well, we will guide you. So, what's your name?
Michel.
Okay, so we have a German friend here. How many had come up to you today?
You go 5 meters and you encounter another one. One after the other. Next time I come here, I'm going to go with a friend, because...
it's too much.
That's wild, man. You literally can't go through the area at all. It should be advised to not go through there alone. That's fucking crazy. This guy's like, please escort me out of here with your security guards, because it's that bad.
Much.
They don't leave you alone when you're alone.
Well, friend, be safe. It was good to meet you.
Thanks a lot.
And then we walked over to Golden Guy, a historic drinking area with over 200 small bars, crawling with foreign tourists getting hammered, and the perfect...
Okay, hold on. Quick interruption here. We have a tweet from Nick Shirley. I ended Tim Walz. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Elon Musk. Thank God. And then he's selling the quality Leering hoodies here. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right.
Hunting ground for African touts. You want to do an interview with me? We want to talk to people who moved to Japan who are not from Japan. So we want to hear their story, how they got here and the work they do and how it is in Japan.
How much do you sell?
I don't know, enough to get you a drink.
There's more now. Heavily populated corners, so there's more than 1 and 2. It's more like 4 on each corner now.
Yeah.
It seems like they've almost put a satellite on. As soon as we're spotted on one street, they're pinging where we are.
Question for you guys. Can I interview you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you guys live here?
Please don't put the camera on.
Okay. Tough to get interviews. And then I met a British tourist who believed these touts were victims of a bigger criminal organization orchestrated by the Yakuza.
If you're not trying to drink, what's the magic you're looking for?
Scammers.
Oh, you're just trying to.
You are the guy. You're the man.
They're the victims. Trust me.
That's debatable. Debatable. How is it not debatable?
Look, the Nigerians, they're the victims. Okay, they're the slaves of the Yakuza. They're not here to scam people, right? The actual criminals just bring them over and make them do the jobs. It's not them, bro. They're coming over from a country where they have nothing, yeah, and they're getting brought over by the criminals.
Maybe.
No, it's
Some
not.
suspect the Yakuza are involved, right? We don't know that for a fact. That would be a more interesting story, yeah.
Yeah, but then...
Do you think the Yakuza are trafficking them here?
Absolutely.
Really? Okay.
Of course. Do you think these Nigerians are coming over from Africa to sell drugs to Japanese people? No.
Not Japanese people. Tourists.
To tourists, to
Yeah.
Japanese people,
Not
whatever.
Japanese people.
They're all homeless, right? They all have a boss who's making them selling all these drugs. They're literally below minimum wage, right? Give them a little bit of grace. That's all I ask. Give them a little bit of grace.
We're going to try to talk to them. That's our goal. At the end of the day, I don't think anyone's forcing them to be here in Japan. I think the door is wide open back home in Nigeria or Guyana, whatever it is. And if you're bringing havoc, chaos, and crime, I think it's probably about time you go back home. No amount of sob story justifies aggressing and criminalizing the native population here. And then we stumbled upon the same guy who attacked young James again. He seems to be the attack dog of the gang, doing the dirty work of beating anyone in the area holding a camera. That's our boy. My friend. My friend. Come talk to me. My friend. Why are you punching people in the face? Why are you attacking people? Why are you attacking people, huh? Why are you attacking tourists? Why are you punching tourists? This guy right here. What's your problem? And show yourself. Show your self. You're real tough one-on-one, huh? You're real tough one-on-one. You attack people for no reason out here. You, man. And you'll notice he too is almost geo-fenced in the area surrounding the Family Mart. This guy right here, he's a serial beater. We got footage of him in 4K beating people down. You are sick, you know that? You are a dirty bastard. He's not as aggressive as he is because there's more than one person. He's looking real tough. Look, hey. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. You can't go around punching people in the face and act like they're not going to come back, huh? As he fled our shaming ritual, this violent thug tried to lead us straight into an ambush across the street where his other criminal associates were ready to outnumber and ambush us. No more! No more! Go back home! Yeah. You need to be careful. All right. We got to retreat. Tactical retreat. Huh? Oh, come. I'm not a dumbass. They want us to go meet their 500 buddies in the alleys. They think we were born yesterday. Look, he had to recruit. All right, we gotta go. Now. Just like he pulled up on you. Yeah. We met another foreigner who moved to Japan that also had a nasty experience with these touts. Come over here. I love you too, but sorry. You just had me spooked a little bit. I was like, oh, is he a hostile force? Where are you from?
I'm from Miami. And your badass bodyguard. Right. Why are you here?
We're investigating the touts.
Oh. I was walking, right? And then they're like, yo, can I have a second? I'm like, please leave me alone. And then another guy came up to me. There was like 5 in a row. Okay. And I just had it. And I'm like, yo, leave me alone. And then, yeah, bro. And then he started following me like that. He started following me. And then I'm like, bro, you good, man? And so I turned around. So he started following me again. He's like, I'm gonna beat your ass, bro.
What?
And I'm like, I just kept.
Do you know what he looked like? Did you get
Probably. No, I didn't. But if we go there, I could identify him. Yeah, let's go.
Join our party?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, welcome to the party. What's your name?
Albert. He was right over there by the family.
He's right over there by the family mart?
Yeah, the one that just kept following me.
He said, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. I'm gonna beat your ass, bro. And I'm just like, whoa, dude. I just kept walking. They were like security or whatever.
Yeah.
The guy with the yellow. And then I asked them, like, what do I do in that situation? Yeah. And they're like, don't hit back. Just take it, hope it's on camera, and then go to the police.
Bro, that's no way to live. Dude, how hard was it to get your visa to come over here?
I got it through an AOT company.
Okay.
And then I switched to another visa, to the humanities visa, and now I'm working as an engineer.
That's badass.
Thank you, man.
A real engineer.
Oh, yeah, doctors and engineers, bro. I went to a random bar. That was my first mistake. And then I ordered one drink, and then I ordered another drink, and then after that, I blacked out. And I woke up.
They drugged you?
Yeah, they drugged me. So they drugged me, and I woke up at 5 p.m. the next day. I woke up in the hallway next to another guy who the same thing had happened to. My wallet was stolen, everything. I have a Japanese credit card, Rakuten credit card. They took 400,000 yen, which is like 4,000 USD.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It was a Filipino bar.
Filipino bar?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Multi-ethnic drugging going on out here. We're trying to interview people that live here but are not born here.
We want to learn about Japan.
Okay, no worries. Excuse me. Can I interview you? No? I'm chill, I promise. There's a few questions. What's up?
Walking, right?
Walking, yes. I have a question for you. Do you live here?
No.
No?
I don't want to entertain any question from you.
We're trying to ask people that live here but are not from here.
Hey, stop, please.
Okay, we're just doing interviews, you know what I mean? You guys live here?
Yeah.
So we're trying to talk to people that live here but are not from here for an interview. Ask them about their life in Japan. For a little interview? Oh, I see. Okay, sorry. How you doing? Doing good, man. Good to meet you. Huh? How are you? Oh, we're cooked. Immediately. Is that bar? Question for you.
I'm gone. Why are you hanging camera?
It's on my... Yeah, I mean, a little bit, yes.
Camera. I'm the camera. If I touch you.
Shake my hand. Okay, this shoulder cam is a killer. It was clear the only way to see what was really going on here was to go undercover as a drunk tourist, get lured into these bars, and see if they drug me, rob me, or sell me something on their secret menu. But real quick, when you travel as much as I do, the first thing you need when you...
Alright, we're skipping over the ad. And, wow, absolutely wild stuff going on here in Japan. We're gonna watch a bit more of this, maybe, skip ahead to one of the undercover parts or whatever. And then, head on over to Moose on the Loose.
Wait, at the bar?
At the bar. I was trying to rizz him up, though. no payment, you feel me? trying to use that American rizz, you know what I mean?
This guy.
I'll be like, konnichiwa, kawaii, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, konnichiwa, yeah, man.
I get women. That's my job.
I'm like, are you pimping?
I'm a pimp, brother.
Oh, you pimping?
Yeah.
You pimping in Tokyo?
I pimp in Tokyo. They like guys like this.
Has he got big dick or what?
No, not big dick.
Okay. Relax, calm.
Relax, calm.
Okay, so they're 18 plus, right?
18, 19, 20, 21. You can
Inside here.
Love Hotel? Inside?
Inside. They have a VIP. They have everything.
They have like a private room or something?
Yeah, private.
And it quickly became clear that these touts weren't just promoting drinks. No, they were pimping women, selling a penetrative VIP experience, which is illegal in Japan. If you want to see the full uncensored infiltration of these adult clubs that YouTube won't let me upload, go subscribe to patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for $5 a month.
You're gorgeous.
Let's go.
Go pay for it. That's wild. Absolutely not, dude. I don't want to see what goes on in there. I can only imagine. Let's do a little skip ahead here.
Enough to upsell you to one of their brothels.
Place? A new place. If you go there, tell me where, damn. Go, well, let me see the time. I'm just having too much fun.
It seemed like all of the African-ran bars here led back to the real moneymaker, the VIP experience.
Let's go, I trust you, because you're my friend, I trust you. No, it's the same place, I came here. I already came here. It was prostitution. No, yeah, it's drink. I'm back, he let me back.
Welcome back.
We met each other already.
I told you.
God let me back.
Of course.
I have to go though.
You have to come. You don't have to go, you have to come.
I told him I cannot do prostitution though.
And there was more than one club out here offering VIP experiences.
Is this a bar? Baru. What do we get?
4,000 1 hour free drink, unlimited.
You got me?
Yeah.
You promise?
Yeah.
Arigato gozaimasu. For everything. And what is your name?
Tiger.
Rah! Arigato gozaimasu. Well, good to meet you. We had unlimited drinks.
5,000 each.
He said 4,000 though. My friend, you said 4,000 a piece, right?
4,000.
Okay. We're gonna go home. They have wives and kids to talk to.
If you didn't buy the VIP experience, a magical 5,000 yen service fee would be thrown onto your bill at the very end. They pull out a dusty menu that they never give to you while you're there drinking and point to the fine print at the bottom as if it were obvious. But I had, of course, already paid 4,000 yen for unlimited drinks for the next hour. Kabukicho was notorious for these service fee scams they try to finesse you with at the end.
This is EA. Scammer.
You have a cash?
Scammer. EA. EA. Scammer.
No scam.
Scammer.
No scam.
Scammer.
No.
Scammer. EA. They never showed me this stuff. Principally, EA. Onegaishimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sorry, I have to settle my morals. Ichi 500. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Wow, your voice is
Scam.
No, you scam.
You're scamming me. You're scamming.
You.
EA. You drank too much. Are you okay? He's gaslighting me now. I'm gonna fucking throw down. No, they tried out a $5,000 service fee out of nowhere. No, it was a scam. Tiger scammed me. Getting scammed right there. They added the 5,000 at the end. I said, no, yeah.
And she started calling someone on the phone in Japanese. She's saying, come fast.
You were following us now or no? They know you're recording. We need to see what we're doing here. Yeah, they're all fucking talking. They all know. They're all following us. They're starting to follow us now.
Should we get out of here or what?
We're setting patterns. Yeah.
Tell her this too.
Okay, cool. Let me show you one.
Okay, let's go. Beautiful women, beautiful alcohol, beautiful times.
Boy, I don't like talking to stupid guys like you.
Oh, I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, you're
go yourself. Go yourself, you dumb motherfucker. How about that? And then go back to fucking after. How about that? Amai wa nan desu ka?
How far?
Boss bitch is coffina.
Come.
Let's go. Bishop.
Yeah, I'm the Bishop. And how are you?
Bishop Tyler. Name wa nan desu ka? Bishop.
Discount, right?
Tyler. Oh my God, thank you. We've been waiting to meet someone.
Let's go.
Let's go.
These guys stationed outside the Family Marts knew exactly what I was up to and were trying to blow my cover.
This is the guy. You know this guy? This is the guy always taking for us. Are you sure it's real?
I don't know if it's real.
It's not real. I'm telling you, bro.
Really?
Guys, no, it's just somebody you Facebook on this social media. This is the guy.
All right, sir. Is there any problem? Unk needs to get a apartment set before I beat his ass myself because I don't like to disrespect him. I'm really having a good time.
They were following us.
We're all compromised now.
They were all.
Holy shit. That's crazy. These guys are gonna get caught by the wrong group of people messing with that kind of stuff. That underground in Japan, you're gonna be messing with the Yakuza. My God, dude.
All starting, congregating more in bigger groups on the corners.
I underestimated how much prostitution was out here. So everything's a bar becomes a brothel.
Yeah, it's one
snap of a finger.
So, they've obviously worked out what we're trying to do, and clearly we've worked out what they do.
And tomorrow is the final battle, it seems like.
All right, well, coming up, looks like we got a little bit of a fight here. Let's just skip right to that part, because why the hell not? Let's see. Was there actually a fight, or was it bait?
敵だから取材なんて受けないよ。そのクルド人ある。
Question. Do you know our friend? Do you know him?
あの人知ってますか？河合さん。
私わかんない。
Can you ask him his thoughts on Japan first?
すみません。日本人ファーストについてどう思いますか？してませんよ。失礼じゃないの？違いますよ別に。何しに来てんの？この人たちは何しに来てんの？別に僕は日本人で日本の祭り取ってるんです別に。この人たちは何しに来てんの？だから店の前にだから営業妨害するなって言って。してない。それだけやめろって言って。
Don't touch it. Hey.
No.
Don't.
Shut up, man.
Touch
go
me.
home.
You go home.
You go home. He's my friend.
Yeah,
He's
cool.
my friend.
Yeah.
ここに何しに来たの？Yeah, exactly.
Hey, don't touch it. Don't. No. Hey, Fred.
Exactly. This is my land. Why did you come here then? He's my guest.
Hi.
That's it.
We haven't entered your store. Oh, this is the guy that's getting handsy.
Hitler?
No.
Hitler?
Why are you touching the camera? Just go back inside then. Go back inside. Hitler? That shit doesn't work anymore.
Hitler!
You come out here calling us Hitler. Hitler family. Why did you call me Hitler?
だからこんな差別やってる人とずっとこの人が一番日本で差別やってて有名な人だから。
He's the most racist people in Japan, he says.
How am I racist?
だからこの人と絶対歩いてる人は絶対レシストだから。
Whoever walks with him are racist.
So why is it racist to want your country to be homogenous or safe?
それはそう日本人の国にすることはレシストじゃない。それは当たり前日本の国だから。
Of course, yeah.
それは誰も口出す立場でないし、うちらもその立場じゃないから、でもやり方があるでしょ。例えばこうやって変な風に来て人を怒らさせて喧嘩するより普通に来てやれば誰も口出せない。もちろん日本は日本人の国だから、それは誰も口出すことじゃない。あなたたちがそうやって口に出すから逆にこちらから見るとなんかバカじゃないかなと思うんだよ。だって誰も役のこと言ってないよ。当たり前じゃん。これ日本の国だよって。
Do you think it is racist for Japan to want to deport all of the Kurds and the Bangladeshis even if they are behaving?
クルド人みんなじゃなくて一人がやったことはみんなのせいにしないよ。どこの国でもやってるでしょ。それクルド人はやってるのはもちろんすごい悪いよ。こちらもクルド人として恥ずかしいのね。でも一人がやったことをみんなクルド人は同じことをやってるわけじゃないでしょ。日本人も同じことやって日本人みんなやってるわけじゃないでしょ。同じこと。犯罪は日本人、トルコ人、クルド人、ドイツ人関係ない。犯罪は犯罪。国関係ないよ。
ある。
それが違う。だからレシストなんだよ。
あなたたちのお仲間さんが怒り出したんですよ。
あなたたちが例えば彼にも聞いて、どこの国でもあなたたちがこうカメラ、ビデオいっぱいこう持ちながら急に入ったらどう思うの？あなたの家にこうやって入ってきたらどう思うの？あなたがお皿の話したでしょ。勝手に俺があなたの何人で家の中にこうカメラとかビデオで入ったらどう思うの？私の店の前に営業妨害してる。
営業妨害じゃないでしょ別に。
こんにちは。
知らない人だから勝手に撮ってるの見てこれ勝手に撮ってる見てこれは普通なの勝手に撮っていいの？
ちょっとリラックスして。
リラックスできないよ。リラックスできないよ。
普
通にあなたたちが話しに来ればね。
Relax.
最初聞いて話すれば問題ないの。中に入ってビデオ撮っても問題ないの。それ別に何も変なこと。でもこうやって来るから頭に来るの。それを伝えてほしいの。YouTuber でも何でも別にどうでもいいの。
でも俺 flinging your hands everywhere. Is he allowed to vote?
No.
Okay.
He's telling him what to do as a politician, and he is disrespecting him, calling him Hitler. We are fighting against these.
Alrighty, we're gonna move on to Loose on the Loose, and then we're gonna call it a stream. That was some crazy stuff going on in Japan, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you all for joining on YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. It's been a crazy start to 2026 so far. Things have only just begun. Literally the 5th day in.
But a lot of them are down there, kind of Texas, Louisiana, on the coast. And here's the critical thing. We've officially entered one of the most pivotal moments in Canadian history. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today we're going to break down the situation of oil out of Venezuela, how long this will take to affect Canada, how bad really is this? Because if Mark Carney doesn't do the right things right now, Canada will be in trouble in the future. Let's jump into this. Starting this one off, we've got Mark Carney losing one of his MPs. That would be Nate Erskine-Smith. This seems very likely here. So he's got this post here on his blog where he touches on stepping down for the Ontario Liberal leadership race here. Biggest question mark for 2026 is the Ontario Liberal leadership race. It's a huge opportunity to make a difference, which is why I ran last time, and it's past time for change. We shouldn't accept the Ford government's obvious mediocrity, incompetence, and corruption. We don't know the timeline of the race yet, but we're now building a team, one that is ready to run, win, and govern together. Everything depends on the strength of the team, including the decision to join the race when it's officially called. So basically, I think everyone's sitting around waiting to see if Nate Erskine-Smith is going to join, because the previous election, Bonnie Crombie won as the mayor of Mississauga, but only by a few percentage points. You can see 53%. Nate Erskine-Smith got nearly 47%, and now Bonnie Crombie's gone. I don't think anyone wants to challenge Nate Erskine-Smith on this, so likely he will be running, he will be stepping down. Will this affect anything all that much? Well, kind of. It doesn't look good for Carney having anyone step down. We got to remember, Canadians aren't paying attention, so they might think, oh, Carney's not doing a good job. I guess he lost one of his MPs, when in really, he's just running for Liberal leadership in Ontario. And looking on 388 here, I mean, this is basically a Liberal stronghold. Beaches, East York, this is Nate Erskine-Smith's riding, 58%, Conservatives at 22%. So really, it's just going to be another Liberal that takes this over, but there will be a little bit of bad optics for Mark Carney, just having someone stepping down. Of course, the media won't attack him for it, but most Canadians aren't paying attention anyways. And you can see he is trying to gather people for this, so he's really serious about this, with almost certainty that he will be running in this race. With that, we have the most recent poll here, this one from Liaison Strategies from a couple of days ago. This shows Doug Ford at 44%. This is Ontario provincial polling. Liberals at 35% and NDP at 16%. But really, if you think about this, if Nate is able to pull people from the NDP, he could beat Doug Ford in the next election. I mean, Nate Erskine-Smith and Eco Warrior are pretty open about that. I see this as a real possibility here. So Doug Ford better watch out. He might actually have someone that can contend against him. Not like I think Nate Erskine-Smith is that good, but for the left, they do think he's good. We know that from this polling data here. Moving ahead, it's time to talk about oil. So I've been looking into this, the whole situation with Venezuela. There's been a bunch of talk of Donald Trump. I mean, said it himself. They want to open up oil production in Venezuela. There's 303 billion barrels of oil sitting there, the highest reserves on planet Earth, but it's not quite as simple as just having the companies fire up production there and exporting that oil, and then they'll reduce Canada's oil. It's not quite that simple, but this is a hinge moment in Canadian history here, and Mark Carney needs to do the right thing. I don't think he's going to do that, obviously. So who do we have here? Razor Oil. Well, this guy, here's his YouTube channel. It's this guy here. It's not Razor Ramon. As he opened with this post, he's a heavy oil expert, 18 patents in heavy oil production technology development and optimizations, prior experience as a senior technical SME at a super major US oil company that Venezuela still owes money to. So it's either ExxonMobil or ConocoPhillips. It's one of those two. And so he says he wants to correct some things about what's being said on X about Venezuelan oil. Venezuela has a ton of oil. He goes to say those figures do not translate directly into immediate production flows or rapid incremental increases, which demand substantial time and investment. With the next big budget not arriving until Q3, US producers are currently committed to ongoing projects and contractual obligations. Venezuelans' oil uniquely faces geology, low ultimate recovery rates, and severe infrastructure deficits. So basically their oil is super sour crude. It's very heavy. It's hard to get it out of the ground. The flow rate is really bad. For that reason, it takes a lot of money to get that oil out of the ground. So it's not just this simple solution of just getting the companies down there, pumping the oil out, and bada bing, bada boom. It's in really hard to work areas. We have a map of it here. You can see Venezuela's oil infrastructure and shadow fleet. So we've got refineries, which are these logos here, refinery there and there. We've got upgraders here, terminals here, and all these. And then you can see all those lines here are all pipelines, and then oil fields. This all connects to the north coast of Venezuela. Venezuela being right here, so all this oil would be loaded into ships here, and that's pretty simple to send that across the Gulf of Mexico or America here to all the refineries that are down here in Houston. So this is something that is doable, but getting the oil out of the ground in Venezuela is not as simple as it may seem. Razor here goes on to say, from my work alongside Venezuelans who actually operated projects here, many cited rampant corruption and logistical nightmares as reasons they left the country. At current oil prices, the massive capital required for meaningful production growth simply isn't justified. One leading expert and a good friend estimates it would take at least 3 years to double output, adding about 1 million barrels barrels per day. So not by next week. So it's not this like simple thing. They flick the switch and boom, the oil's back. We're looking at a 3-year timeline before there would be a reduction in Canadian oil coming out of Alberta. And he goes on to say, unlike Canada, Venezuela has 0 SAGD projects, 0. Any greenfield heavy oil development there would require at least 30,000 per flow barrel, meaning roughly 1 billion for every 30,000 barrels per day increment achieved in perhaps 3 years. So this is not a simple slam dunk here. Now I do want to ping pong back and forth with this video here. This was released by Sky News explaining the whole situation of oil with the knowledge of these oil professionals, just to tie this all together. So how they started this off, just talking about America's rise in oil production here. By 2011, America got into fracking and then just absolutely exploded past the Saudis and everyone else. Venezuela has gone down.
They're one of the minnows now, and I think 21st biggest producer in the world. So again, that question, why should America care? Well, in the US, that big rise is largely down to this. It's down to the shale revolution. So you've got fracking all around the US producing extraordinary amounts of crude oil. Here's where we get to the interesting bit. Because when you're thinking about crude oil, maybe you're just thinking about, well, look, barrels of oil. It's all the same, isn't it? Well, actually, no. So if you kind of look at crude oil, there are various different types of crude in different parts of the world. There's actually kind of various different ways you can categorize it. But one way you can look at it is look at the kind of density. So you're basically looking at how thick that crude is. And when I say thick, I mean literally how thick. This is showing you global production broken down by the density of that oil. And so you've got the kind of medium stuff. And this is probably, if you've got a kind of image in your mind of what crude oil looks like, it's a bit like this, you know, it's kind of black, but it's not too viscous, it flows around. But there's other stuff as well. So this is light crude, and it kind of almost looks like a smoothie, doesn't it? And that's the same stuff. This is still crude oil, but down to the kind of geological and the biological conditions in the ground when it was being formed, you know, hundreds of millions of years ago, it comes out looking a bit different. And so that's light. You've also got heavy stuff, and it's kind of relatively small in global production, but this is gloopy, super viscous stuff, heavy oil. So
You can see how thick that stuff is. So in Venezuela, often I believe they have to inject certain chemicals and stuff to get this to actually flow, which then increases the production costs. And in some of these areas are mountainous and very hard to work in. That's why this isn't a simple slam dunk of jacking up production, but it can happen over time if the conditions are right. And Canada needs to pivot right now. We need to be building pipelines and opening up our exports worldwide, which will provide us better prices. So then if America does drop their need for Canadian oil, we won't be left hung out to dry. As Razor points out here, Canadian oil will be just fine. The two Canadian politicians diversify market access effing right now. Thank you for your attention on this matter. And that's what we have here with this post. This shows the pipeline here from Edmonton to Hardisty all the way down to Houston, where that oil goes, gets refined and shipped out around the world. So at this point, we should be connecting one across Canada over here to the East Coast. We need Energy East. We also need one to Prince Rupert. We should be adding another line in Trans Mountain. But of course, Carney's not going to do that. So we're pretty screwed here unless we can get rid of Carney ASAP, which hopefully we will be able to do.
And remember also, the key thing here is you get it out of the ground, it may look like that, but ultimately you still need it to go into, you know, someone's car, or indeed, you know, be turned into chemicals. Basically, you need to process it. And that processing, that happens in places like this, in refineries. And there are refineries all over the world, of course. There are refineries all over the US as well. There's kind of more than 100 of them. And if we kind of look at where those refineries are, well, so there's some in California. So the history in America, actually, historically, a lot of the early Californian oil, that was the heavy, gloopy stuff. And if you look at kind of some of the refineries in America, so here are some of the refineries. There's one in LA there. These are the 10 biggest. You've got some up here around kind of towards Canada. We'll kind of come to that in a second. But a lot of them are down there, kind of Texas, Louisiana, on the coast. And here's the critical thing. These refineries are primarily set up for heavy oil, for taking that gloopy stuff and turning it into gasoline and all of the other different products. But here's where things get interesting. And remember that chart I showed you a moment ago, the one where it showed kind of shale oil and how it kind of went through the roof? The oil that's generally produced with shale oil, the fracking oil, that comes out of the ground mostly in the light form. So it's the smoothie. It's sometimes actually even clear. It comes out of the ground clear rather than black. And that's the majority of American production right now. Shale oil tends to be light stuff. And actually, that's kind of going back 10 years. Look at where we are now. Look at those bars. In the last few years, the amount of light oil being produced in the US has gone up and up and up, and the amount of kind of heavy stuff has gone down. But back to those refineries. They need to be fed. If America's going to have gasoline, it needs to feed those refineries with heavy oil. So if you look at the kind of imports coming into America, in recent years, even though America is producing so much oil, more oil than it's ever produced before, it still needs to suck in loads of oil from overseas. And the type of oil we're talking about, it used to be, it's mostly heavy crude. It used to be only 12%. So only 12% of imports were heavy, gloopy crude. Now, it's about 70%. So 70% of the oil coming into America, which it needs to basically keep its economy going, is heavy crude. And where does...
This is where Mark Carney should be using leverage, that they need Canadian Alberta oil, that heavy crude, to keep all those refineries running down in Houston. They process that, they make a ton of money. Like, this is where negotiating chips are. I mean, get Keystone XL set up. Let's send them some more oil. On top of that, let's build one out to Prince Rupert and all of it. We can protect ourselves as a nation and make a lot of money in the process. Unfortunately, we got the wrong guy as Prime Minister right now.
Does heavy crude come from? Well, here are some of the big countries where you find most of it. It's Canada and Venezuela. There's one other I'll come to in a second, which we'll come back to. But it's Canada and it's Venezuela where you get most of this heavy crude oil, which is why, back to think about where those refineries are, they're mostly set up kind of, you've got some in the north there to get the heavy oil coming out of Canada, and you've got some around the kind of Louisiana and elsewhere and Texas to get that heavy oil that comes in from Venezuela. That was kind of the way they were set up. And it's really expensive to rebuild these things. You can't just chuck out a refinery very easily overnight. Some came from Mexico and the Gulf of Mexico as well, and that was pretty heavy too. So that's the picture in America. And the upshot is, even though America is producing more and more oil, the imports, this is showing you imports of oil into America, are still really high. And if you break down those imports by the country that stuff is coming from, well, there's Venezuela. And it used to be a decent slug, actually more coming from Venezuela just about than from Canada. Just at the turn of the millennium. But now look at what's happened since. Right now, Canada has gone from 15% of all of the US imports of oil to 61%. 61%. And Venezuela is basically next to nothing.
And that's just the problem. If they fire everything up, repair those refineries and get them running full steam, we could lose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% of all our oil production. Potentially, who knows, maybe even more. So with that, we've got people doing the math here. I mean, look at the cost to fix all the infrastructure. Export terminal, $8 billion. Import refresh, $1 billion, $10 billion, $75 billion, $6 billion, etc. We've got this chart here that shows us the U.S. crude quality domestic production versus imports. And this part here is, as it says, replacing. This is the Canadian oil, Canadian imports. This dark blue here. So it would be a ton to replace. So they're not going to be able to replace all of it. It might take a decade or more to try to replace all Canada's oil. Not like they'd really want to. I'm sure they want to have access, but it would be awful if they cut the amount they were buying from us by 50%. As this guy here, Michael Spiker, is posting, he says, I think it's nearly $1 trillion bill to get that done. I'm not sure who has a spare $1 trillion in their jeans. Venezuela's natural domestic consumption is 1 million barrels per day. And to completely replace 3 million barrels per day export capacity, the country needs to grow by 4 million barrels per day production level. So it would take a lot of effort, a lot of money to do this. So this is not something that's going to be awful for our country tomorrow or next week or next month. But a year from now, we might see a drop in 5 or 10%. And 2 years from now, it might be more than that. In 3 years, we might be really hurting if we don't do the right things right now. This is the most pivotal moment with oil production probably in Canada's history right now, based on what Trump and his administration work out in Venezuela and how Mark Carney responds to this. I'm a little worried for our country right now because we have a net zero zealot running our country. So he's obviously not going to increase oil production or build a new pipeline. We've got this guy here, Dr. Robert Rode, chief scientist at Berkeley Earth, physics PhD and data nerd. This guy says when you hear Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves, remember that 2/3 of that comes from the Chavez and Maduro governments using generous assumptions to reclassify large volumes of lower utility heavy crude as recoverable. So potentially they could be lying, as well as that oil is very hard to get out of the ground.
But here's what's tantalizing, and here's the reason I think that a lot of people are looking towards Venezuela and thinking, well, there's more to this than just drugs. Look at total oil reserves around the world. The higher these bars are, the more oil there is in the ground, so that hasn't yet been taken out of the ground. So there you've got Saudi, Iran, Iraq, all of the usual suspects. But the biggest of all, and this is according to various different sources, the biggest of all is Venezuela. And what's that oil? It's the heavy, tarry stuff that you might well want to put into those American refineries. And there is really only one other place in the world that has a kind of serious amount of heavy oil other than Canada and Venezuela. And lo and behold, guess where that is? It's Russia. All of which is to say, you know, it matters what kind of oil America needs. It's worth just delving into these kind of nuances because that helps you understand a little bit more about the backstory of geopolitics.
There was an account here on X that said because Donald Trump went into Venezuela, he's convinced that a secret deal has been made between Donald Trump and Putin on the whole conflict with Ukraine and that it's over. This would be a secret deal that will roll out in the next, who knows, 2 or 3, 4 weeks, a month or so. And that's why he had the confidence to go in on Venezuela. But I mean, you got to look too. China just had another meeting there. Trump is tired of it because China and Iran are using Venezuela as a staging ground to unload their street candy, the chemicals, the stuff, the street fennel into America, into Canada, as well as terror lords and all sorts of stuff. It's a different kind of warfare that China's been doing for a while now. They, instead of going head on, which they know they can't win, they're doing it from within, and they're using Venezuela as that ground zero that's close by. So Trump shut that down. So there's a lot of moving parts here, but obviously Trump wants to have a good relationship with Russia as well, as they have that oil that they also need. So Trump is trying to figure this out here. Mark Carney hasn't made it too easy for him securing a good deal from Canada. So I mean, he's gone to Venezuela now. I thought this was interesting from this account here, 732. I work in a very specialized part of the Venezuelan oil industry. Their crude is all extremely sour and at the best has to run in refineries built to handle it, and sometimes even needs light cutter stock purchased from the Middle East. So it sounds like they're mixing it. I've been in oil all my life and I've never seen or experienced such a destructive by philosophy and nature group of people as those such as Chavez installed to run us. They've dismantled everything over the past 30 years, methodologically put off repairs to equipment to a point where much of it barely operates and will eventually have to be abandoned after the last penny is extracted. Their oil fields are severely damaged, as well as working for them has been to see the nightmare of Marxist thinking close up.
That's another thing to keep in mind. We're talking about Venezuela. This isn't like some pristine run country. So yeah, it's going to take decades and tons of investment to get that running. It doesn't mean it won't happen or can't happen, but yeah, it's not happening tomorrow. The sad thing is Mark Carney, he's probably okay with this, right? Because he doesn't care about pipelines or natural gas and oil. The net zero agenda, 2050, they wanted to push 2030 EVs only. Like they don't care about the oil and gas sector. And if the US were to stop buying a certain percent of Canadian oil, it would just cause them to go more electric, right? And that's that's exactly what they want. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's live stream, today's show. We sadly have a fool running our country that won't act on these types of issues. So hopefully an election comes soon. I don't know. Everybody keeps saying a spring election, but who knows at this point? Who actually knows? Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day or night, depending on where you are from and when you are watching. Once again, thank you for watching on YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. Take it easy, everyone.
They need Canadian Alberta oil, that heavy crude, to keep all those fineries running down in Houston. They process that, they make a ton of money. Like, this is where negotiating chips are. I mean, get Keystone XL set up. Let's send them some more oil. On top of that, let's build one out to Prince Rupert and all of it. We can protect ourselves as a nation and make a lot of money in the process. Unfortunately, we got the wrong guy as Prime Minister right now.
Heavy crude come from? Well,